There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel today. I hope you all having a very good day today. I apologize there for a second. I been doing some out of studio recording, I guess you could say, lately, and today, you guys know I've actually been doing these live streams pretty much every single day. About just getting on here and chatting with you all about movies. And again, I do appreciate all of you for being here so much and following the channel and just everything that you guys do to help support the channel here. I do greatly appreciate every single one of you every single day. Maverick Pilgrim, welcome to the stream. I was just going to do this really quick stream today because in case you guys weren't here yesterday, I didn't do a live stream. Like I said, I've been trying to do these live streams just chatting about movies and things like that. Just I'm a big film geek. I love movies. I pretty much grew up on movies. Comic books are something relatively new again back in my life, and I've been talking a lot about those here on the channel. And music is something that I am definitely hugely into as well, and I know I need to focus more on that on the channel. But anyway, all of this beside the point. I didn't get a chance to stream yesterday because, in case you guys don't already know, I run my own business. I have 3 kids. I'm into so many different things. I'm a cyclist. You can probably see my bike back there. You can see all the freight and everything that I have here in the background here in my here in my studio, if that's what you would like to call it. It's been an extremely busy week. I just got an order in yesterday. That's why I wasn't able to do the stream yesterday and hang out with you all and enjoy all of your guys' company. I had to go down and pick up some new freight, get it all worked. I put my kids to work. They help me out when doing processing some of the freight and everything when I get that in for all of my customers that I serve here in the Antelope Valley area here in California. My kids are super awesome. I actually love them. They really do help me out. They're only 9 years old, 8 years old, and 4 years old. Actually, my son's getting ready to turn 5. He's getting ready to turn 5. But they're absolutely awesome. They're a great help in my business and in the things that I do, as well as just as much as you guys are a huge help to me here on the channel, in helping me grow and helping me just kind of get better at my craft. Please, if you all ever have any criticisms of my work, please make sure you leave those down in the comments below. I greatly appreciate all of your feedback. But I just wanted to make this quick stream today, just kind of talking about a few things because I don't really have much time. As you can see, I still got plenty of this freight behind me that I've got to get loaded into my truck so I can go out and serve my customers in my actual business that I do here in the Antelope Valley area. And one of the things, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, I guess you could say, in a sort of roundabout way, is oh, 4 kids, man, that's rough. I know people say going from 2 to 3 is quite the change. I was lucky, and I've got my 2 daughters. They were really awesome. My littlest one always wanted to she wanted to be a big sister ever since she was a little girl. My 2 oldest daughters, or my 2 oldest kids, I guess, whether boys or girls, I guess in this case, my 2 oldest kids are only 18 months apart, so they're pretty close together. But even at 18 months old, when my second daughter was born, my youngest, she was ready to be a big sister. Like, we were there in the delivery, well, not the delivery room, I guess you could say, after my child was born. We're sitting there in the room where, I'm not sure what room they call it, but we're in there, and my youngest daughter, my middle child, she was just a baby, and my oldest, she wanted to be so helpful, and she wanted to help feed her sister, she wanted to hold her sister, she was ready to be a big sister, and she's been an excellent big sister. And then a couple years later, my son comes along as well, and you know what, my daughters were very good at helping him raise him and just being good big sisters, which is something I think is important. I really like that they get along so well, and again, they're always so helpful, and I absolutely love them to death. Do anything for them. But all of that aside, like I said, basically they were helping me work some freight yesterday, and today I've got to get all this stuff loaded up, finish everything up so I can get out and serve my customers. But again, I want to apologize for not doing the stream yesterday and being here for you guys yesterday, because you guys are here for me, and this is something I've kind of committed to. And I was actually going to do a live stream yesterday, just a little short one to kind of tell you guys, break everything down, but like things were crazy on the freeway. I was just going to put on my phone and and talk to you guys talk to like this while I was driving, and be like, okay, I'm driving here, and And anyway, so yeah, but I was gonna just do that and let you guys know what was going on. But I was just far too busy on the freeway. Things are crazy, and I'm not one of those people who likes to do car videos where I'm driving down the road, driving and everything like that. Because I'm sure we've all seen that it doesn't take but a second of being distracted to cause it to get into a collision, cause a collision, or somebody to hit you. Just 1 second of being inattentive out on the road can cost you your life, or somebody else their life, or even just a horrible accident. So collision, not an accident. Accidents are assuming that nobody is to blame, which somebody usually is. Now, again, today I'm going to be very busy. I just wanted to make this short stream saying thank you all very much. I won't really be getting a chance to talk about movies today so much, but I just wanted to get this out there and let you know when it comes to these movies, we're all film fans. Chances are if you're on my channel, you're a fan of films or of comic books, or maybe you just think I'm a handsome guy and like seeing me flap my gums, and I do greatly appreciate that as well. But I wanted to say today, as much as we're all film fans, we're all fanatical about these things that we love so much. And I see a lot of people out here on YouTube who are, we're all trying to make it. We're all trying to get big. We're not all trying to be huge channels and make this careers or anything like that. But I think a lot of us are just trying to get out there and let our voices be heard, and just kind of maybe give our own commentary on some of the things that we love. And one of the things I notice is, especially in like the genre I'm in right now, like I talk a lot about movies and comic books and things like that. Is right now we're kind of in this weird between space. Like the biggest nerdy content that's getting ready to come out for people like me is Star Wars, and then after that the MCU isn't going to have a movie out until next year. And I've noticed that there's a lot of channels out there, man, who are really scraping the bottom of the barrel to get by and trying to get views. And you got to keep for regular content, I guess, depending on the kind of channel that you have. And I noticed even that some of these channels, man, some of these people out there, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for things to talk about. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, is that, and I'm not saying that everybody out there isn't talented. Everybody has a talent. Everybody has something that you're good at. You are good at something. And, like I said, I noticed here on YouTube there are a lot of people running out of a lot of things to talk about. There's really no news for the MCU other than what people are clickbaiting and creating themselves just to kind of raise things to talk about, or controversy or anything like that. And to me, it's quite hilarious. You guys see me here get on my live streams, and I was talking about this the other day. I watched some of these live streams out there, and people were just like sitting there beating around the bush forever, before they even get into their live streams, or even on their shows. And sometimes, so again, it's not that I don't think that these people have talent, but I think it's, what else do you have? What else do you have to offer the world? What can you put out there? What do you do? What do you create aside from, just your commentary? I mean, we've all got things that we're good at, and I think we need to get a little more in touch with that at times. Not only so our audiences can know us, but, so we can show that, I've got more than just my voice. I've got more than just a harsh criticism to give a movie or a comic book. I've got more to spread than just hate. You know what I mean? I've got more to spread than just the same old same. You can go on some of these channels here on YouTube and you can find that they're talking about the same thing, and that's what I do too. But they're talking about the exact same thing all the time. And I guess that's really where it lies at, is, what do you have to offer the world aside from your harsh criticisms? Can you share something you love? Is there something out there that you actually love, that you got, something valid to talk about? And I think that's something that's so important, especially here on YouTube, or even on, if you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these other things. What do you have to offer the world? I know you've got more to offer than just hate. I know you've got more to offer than just harsh criticisms, and the thing is if you have all these things, what do you do? I mean, what do you do? Is there something that you do that through your creativeness that you can put out there in the world to not necessarily help make it a better place, but to maybe get a little bit better criticisms or anything like that? You guys know here on my channel, I always try to be open and subjective to criticisms. Here on my live streams is when I usually get a little more personal and into the things I do. In my videos, I don't normally put in over the top harsh criticisms or anything like that. I save that for the live streams, because I think what I try to do is I try to be creative even when there's something I don't like. You guys if you've seen my video I just dropped the other day on Marvel's Fearless issue #1, you can go back and watch that video, and you can tell that I'm just not into it. I don't like what the writing was going on in it, but you can clearly see that I complimented the art. The art in the book is great. The colorists in that book are amazing. It was a really The art is good. The storytelling I didn't like. You can go through and watch the video and see I don't like it, but I don't have to go out there and scream and yell about, these agendas and all these different kinds of things. I mean, you get that through what I'm saying. I save all the other stuff, all my real personal opinions for these live streams, and that's what I do, especially on my Friday night show, the Trailer Park Live. And I guess that's what I'm wanted to talk about today is what is it that you do? What can you put out in the world aside from just slamming something up, aside from just shame, aside from just hate, And then I'm talking about your videos, not your live videos. Like I said, live streams are for that. But again, then I go and see a bunch of channels. That's all they do is live stream. You know what I mean? And that's fine too. That's fine too. If you are just more about wanting to live stream, are you live streaming about just the same old thing, beating up the same old exact subject every single day? And I think that's where a lot of things come down. That's where there's a lot of channels out there that are good channels that they do content that I like, things that I even agree with. But when I go to their channels, they don't put out enough content that I constantly consume, something that interests me, something that grabs me in and pulls me in and makes me want to subscribe to your channel. I could name drop several different channels out there that I feel this way about, that I agree with a lot of their opinions, a lot of the things they say, and things like that. But at the same time, if I go to your channel and that's all you've got is the same thing to say all the time, I just don't subscribe. There's several channels out there like it, and I've talked about them here on the channel before. And that's not to say that they're bad channels or that they're bad people or anything like that. I mean, I think a lot of us can get on here and see that there are people out there who necessarily maybe not have agendas of their own, but they're talking about the same old thing. And it's like, it gets really old. Like, I don't mind the criticisms, but do you got something else to offer us? What makes you think I wanted to subscribe to your channel if all you could do is hate on X-Men Dark Phoenix, or my bad, Dark Phoenix, right? Or whatever you want to call it. If that's all if that's what your central basis is, I'm probably not subscribed to your channel. And that's my challenge today is, what can you do out there in the world to help bring, to help share what you love, and like I said, you can love something and criticize it and not like it. That's the thing. But when it comes to that, I notice a lot of times it's the same thing, and people are saying the same thing. And like I said, that's all fine if that's what you want to do. Just know that there's people out there like me who aren't going to continue to watch. We're not going to subscribe to your channels because what? Like, I see enough of that out there. We need to put more of ourselves out there, not just ourselves and our opinions, but something that we can bring in and create and bring other people into our nerdy fandoms, things that we love, and and share that with people. It means so much more than just putting your harsh criticisms out there all the time. And don't get me wrong, we need the harsh criticisms out there in the world. I mean, we can't make change without it. But the other thing is, and I've talked about this before, is we need understanding in that as well. So when you got somebody who's foaming at the mouth and red in the face through 50 videos talking about the same thing, talking about The Last Jedi and how much it sucks and this and that and blah 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 blah, it just gets so damn old. I get that you love Star Wars and I get that you hate The Last Jedi, but I don't need to hear it day in and day out for a damn year, 2 years. What's it been, 2 years now? Just don't need to hear it, And like I said, those are the kind of channels where I'm just like, dude, I don't subscribe to you. Like, I go in every now and again and check out your videos and maybe like them or leave a comment and stuff, but for the most part, I don't need the perpetual hate machine or the perpetual criticizing machine of the one same thing over and over and over. And I think that's something that's important. And again, I think a lot of that comes down to people not really having the talent on here in their content. Because like I said, it's not that they're not talented, they don't have some sort of talent, but what else do you have to offer? Because it seems like that's all you have to offer. And me, like, I don't know, I want more. You know what I mean? I want more. And me, for here on my channel, I strive for more. I don't want to give just my opinions on this and that. And you can go back and watch all my videos. Not all of my criticisms are always harsh. Even sometimes when I probably could be a little more harsh, especially if you know my personal opinions on things. But you find out through these live videos. But again, that's really what I wanted to talk about today. It's just that, since I don't really have, I've got a lot of things to do, and I'll get here into the live chats and see what you all have to say, because I'm sure this is something we all kind of, probably feel somewhat the same about, you know what I mean? And I'm sure you probably, even if you don't like The Last Jedi, you probably get on here and see people who love The Last Jedi and are praising it and this and that and treating it like it's the best thing in the world, and you're sitting there like, ugh, I can only take so much of this, the Raylo shippers and all this stuff, ugh. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like I said, we all kind of go through the same feelings and emotions when it comes to these kinds of things. So let's go ahead and get into this. See Maverick Pilgrim again. Welcome to the stream. Aggressively relaxing and Drew Boss 5. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you all for being here. Again, I am just gonna make the show. Gonna end it in just a few minutes. I get the busyness. Yeah, man. It's true. You know, you got the kids. I mean, two's a challenge, three's different. I can't imagine four, man. I can imagine that's a whole different level. Especially kind of depending on their ages too. I mean, that might make a difference, but still, four kids, man, that's a lot, man. And my hat's off to you, man. I'm sure that's a lot to balance. Aggressively Relaxing says, have you read Fantastic Four number 13? Don't want to spoil it because it's effing awesome. No, I haven't. I haven't really been keeping up with the Fantastic Four. And I think you were telling me that number 14 getting ready to come out is going to be that big issue. I think we're going to have a rematch of the Thing and the Hulk. If I'm wrong there, please let me know down in the comments, and maybe I need to go pick up 13 leading into 14 to kind of see what's leading up to it. So again, yeah, but again, yeah, I mean, that's something that you love, and that's something that you should share, you know, and I'm sure you're doing everything you can for that. I know you've been here on my live streams talking about that issue getting ready to come up, so you know that's definitely a cool thing, you know what I mean, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you keeping these things kind of in our faces, and that's the thing. If there's something coming up, you know, let people know about it, you know. Like I said, we gotta love it. Drew Boss 5, hello, thank you for being here. Again, I do appreciate that. Maverick Pilgrim says they gotta got that 10-minute mark for that YouTube algorithm. Yeah, and that's the funny thing. And Maverick, I'm pretty sure that you are a Patreon supporter of the Den of Nerds, and I know you're definitely down with the Den of Nerds, and you know, and that's something very, you know, I've been talking to people about this forever because I see a lot of channels out there just like mine who are small, who are struggling to get the views, who are struggling to get the comments, to get the engagement, to get in the algorithm, to get your channel to blow up. Well, blowing up doesn't happen for everybody, and you know what? You can go back and see a lot of the channels out there. How do they blow up? Controversy, hate. You know what I mean? And I've had people talk to me, and I see it in their videos like, oh, I started my channel because I hate this or I hate that. Man, that just doesn't make me feel good. And for one, that says a lot about you. For one, okay. Two, like you tell me you started something out of hate. I'm not sure I can really stand by that, man. You're spreading hate. You know, and whether it's for a stupid movie or a comic book or a CD or a politician or whatever, you're spreading hate, man. We don't need any more of that in the world. We don't need any more of that in the world. You know what we need more of? Love, understanding. You know what I mean? That's what we need. So, I mean, if you started your channel or that's all you want to do is hate, you've got the wrong approach. You're going to get the clicks, yeah, because there's other people out there who feel the same way. That's easy to live in an echo chamber. You know what I mean? But then you start to sound like everybody else. You sound like every single other person out there. You sound like all these other channels. And like I said, I could go through here. I could name drop channels of exactly who I'm talking about. And you guys know. You guys know exactly who the hell I'm talking about. Who's out there just, you know, all they have is the spreading of hate. And sure, it's hate because it's something because it was something that they loved and it got affected by that, and they hate it for that reason. But is that all you got? Is that all you got? I mean, if that's all you got, dude, I can guarantee you, I am laughing at you. I laugh at you, you know, and sure, you can go ahead and I had somebody do this the other day. You can go ahead and blow up your channel and get 2,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers based off of your hate, and that's fine. But you know what? I'm laughing at you because that's all you got, bro. That's all you have. I can go through and I can go through your videos list and see exactly how you grew your channel. You know what I mean? And if that's what you want to do, fine. More power to you. That's just not what I'm doing here. And basically what I was getting at here with the Den of Nerds is they were talking about Josh over there. He does some great, he's been doing some great streams. They've been really stepped it up on their Patreon, but he did this one the other day talking about the YouTube algorithm. And this is something that a whole lot of people don't seem to understand is when you're making something like my channel, you know, it's only pushed out to a certain market of people. Okay, it's only pushed out to a certain market of people, and then and that's where you get your core viewers and things like that. You're going to grow slowly from that. But what a lot of people don't understand is things with that algorithm is when you get pushed out, you get those few clicks out there to the outliers out there in the YouTube world, that the other YouTube content creators or YouTube viewers, no matter who it is, you only get those few clicks. You get those handful of impressions out there. And that's what they call them on YouTube. Those impressions where you get in a suggested video and things like that. You only get a few of those, so you've got to absolutely make them count. And if you're doing something that's so niche, you're only going to typically get that audience, people seeking out that content. So if you're out there doing a whole bunch of videos talking about how much you hate Brie Larson, or how much you hate the Last Jedi, or how much you love Alita Battle Angel, or how much you hate Alita Battle Angel, anything like this, you're only reaching those few people. And every single time you get pushed out into that algorithm, to those outliers, that's when you got to make it count. That's when you got to make it count. I've seen other videos here on YouTube where they're talking about hub content, hero content, and I can't remember. There's a third one too. The thing is you've got to make those count. That you've got to make you've got your hub content, and that's all your general videos that you talk about a lot. But then you got that hero content. That's the things that brings people in. That's the same things that you need to do. If you hate The Last Jedi, you're not going to bring people into the fandom of Star Wars by spreading hate about The Last Jedi. You need to pull them in by saying, okay, here's what I love about Star Wars. These are the things I love. This is what I love. What do you love about it? What do you love about it? Not these are the things I hate, because if you're just out there spreading, oh, these are all the things I hate, you know what? Everyone's going, if you hate this stuff, why are you even talking about Star Wars? If you hate it, why are you even talking about it? Like, click, next video, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. So a lot of people don't understand that, and that's one of the good things that I definitely like about being a Patreon supporter of the Den of Nerds. Not only that, but they do some great content. They don't do any of that clickbaity crap, which is the necessary evil of YouTube. You have to be you have to get people to click on your videos. So clickbaiting isn't bad. It's bad clickbait that is the problem, right? When you click on some of these people's videos and they're talking about, oh, this and that, this new leak and all this and that, and then they don't really talk about it at all, or it's completely just like a false story. There's nothing there. They're saying there's smoke, but there's not even smoke. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I like about the Den of Nerds is, they talk about, they're objective about all these things. They take all that clickbaity stuff and they make sense of it. But not only that, you never see them spreading hate about anything, even things they dislike. And that's why they're growing. That's why they went from, man, I think when I started following that channel, they didn't have nearly the amount of subscribers they have now. But you see them now, they're inching closer and closer to 100,000 subscribers every single day. That didn't come from him spreading hate. That didn't come from Josh spreading hate about the things that he don't like about the Last Jedi or Star Wars or anything that's going on with that. Because we all know that Star Wars is in a chaotic place right now, and that's the thing is, he criticizes it and he expresses his feelings, but he never actually goes out there and spreads any hate about it. And I think that's the one thing a lot of people miss is, you're only gonna get so many people doing that. The same way as you can criticize these franchises that they're gonna lose people. You're losing people the exact same way, and you don't realize it. So again, I challenge you all. If you are a content creator out there and you want to grow your channel, the way you do that is you can't do it through hate. You got to do it through love, understanding, respect. You know what I mean? That's what you do. And I'm not saying that you have to respect everything or anything like that and you're not free to criticize it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're not going to do it through hate because you're only getting that little market. What you do is you got to get that bigger market. You got to spread your love for the things, and then for those people who are there and understand you and understand the fandom and things like that, what's going on. Those are the ones who will watch more of the videos of where you have your harsh opinions or you're spreading your hate. You know what I mean? But you've got to. You're only going to grow so much from that. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to grow so much from that. And Maverick Pilgrim says, excellent points, man. Hate is easy. Thoughtfulness, creativity, and kindness are difficult, but worth it. And that's the exact same way I feel. Like I did my video on that Fearless. You know what I mean? There's like I flat out didn't like the comic book. I wanted to just throw it in the trash, and I kind of knew that when I bought it. Just like I bought this one this week, knowing that chances are I'm not gonna like this book, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is right there in the top. See who wrote this book? Lee Williams. I know that I haven't read anything of hers that I like. I know she's got things that she likes to say and put in her books, but I bought the book because I want to see, is it more of the same stuff? Maybe one of these days she's going to write something I actually like. I don't know. But I bought the book not to spread hate, but to criticize it. Because you know what? Criticizing something I dislike, I find a lot more challenging, and I almost find a lot more rewarding, and just it's a challenge for me to come out here and say like I don't like this for these reasons instead of this sucks. This sucks. This writer has an agenda, and she writes it into every single thing she writes, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. That's too easy for me. You know what I mean? And that's why I find it harder. I find it more challenging. I find it more challenging to criticize something I don't like, and that's what I like it because you know why? I like to be challenged. You know, I can go through there. I can go through here and tell you. Amazing Spider-Man. It's easy for me to talk about this. I could easily tell you about Tom Taylor's writing and how just great of a story he does writing characters in this book, in the DC's Deceased that he's doing. But I can only say so much about it. I could praise it in so much, but then I just start repeating the same thing over. You know what I mean? Or when something that I don't like, I've got to work a little bit harder to express that without just saying this sucks. I don't like it. You know what I mean? So, again, I challenge you guys out there. Can you do that? Can you create something? Can you be a little more creative in the things that you dislike? Because I guarantee you the things that you dislike, the reason you dislike them is because there's something about them that you once liked or that you do like. You know what I mean? It's not all about the hate. And that's really all I wanted to talk about today. That's a challenge. That's a challenge for not only my viewers, but if you're another content creator out there, that's my challenge to you. Can you create something that you around something that you don't like and make it not be so harsh and critical with you turning red in the face and foaming at the mouth? Can you? Because there's some of you out there, man. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. And that's not to say that you don't have talents or anything like that. I just think you don't have anything else to say. I don't. Okay? So that's my challenge. If you don't like it, can you give me a little more criticism, or maybe you've already done that. Maybe you've already done that and you said all you can say about it. And to that, I just have to say, move on. Move on. When the subject comes up again, sure, talk about your dislike of it. But you're beating the same horse over and over. If that's all your videos or your live streams or anything revolve around, I know you've got more. I know you've got more to offer. I know you got more to offer, and let's do that, man. Let's do that. You can get on the news. You can get anywhere. You can see there's so much hate out there already. They don't need you. We don't need you spreading more hate. We need you spreading more love and understanding. You know what I mean? Because there's too much of it out there already. Why you want to just be another one of those regular voices out there in the herd? You know what I mean? Because like I said, it just turns into an echo chamber. But anyway, man, I've already gone on way longer than I originally intended to here because I've got a lot of work to do. I've got to try to get out of the house by 9 o'clock a.m. and go see some of my awesome customers. And I think that's just one of the things. Like for me, like I get to get out in my local community. We've got on Facebook. There's some scanner community pages is what they are, and you go in there and you see a lot of people. They focus a lot on things going on in the Antelope Valley where I live at. And they're talking about this town's going to hell and all this stuff, and it's like, bro, but like look where you're talking about. You're talking about going into Walmart. You're talking about being in just like some of these places where like people who are less fortunate, people who may not have all the things that you do, people, there's just like a wider audience of people. But it's so, because I used to work at a big box retailer for years, and you only see so much of it. But me and my job, I get to get out and see the community, and people are talking about how bad it is. I'm like, man, where I live at, it's not that bad, man. It's not that bad. It's just that you're only taking your sample size from Walmart, from Winco, from Target, from a group of idiots who got together and are causing a ruckus. But if you get out there, you'll see there's so much more to love about where I live. You know what I mean? It's not all ridiculousness. But that's what it takes. I mean, it takes that objective eye. And that's one thing I love about my job is I get to get out and see all those things. And, you see, everything's so convoluted on social media, you only see so much. Everybody's not quite themselves on social media neither. And even myself, I'm not always myself on social media. Like sometimes I go out there and I like to shake people and have a little bit of fun, maybe do a little bit of light trolling and things like that. And, I guess the bad thing is sometimes people can never really tell when you're trolling or not. You know what I mean? But again, that just comes down to just me having fun, being bored, and that's kind of what led me here to YouTube. Is I decided, you know what, like, Facebook, that's too easy. I've got my friends on there; they know who I am. They know I joke around a lot and all that kinds of stuff, and um, I guess I ended up here because I wanted to let my voice be heard. I wanted to share the things I love, as well as criticisms of things that I I love as well, or maybe that I don't like. But I want to do it in a creative way and not just sound like every single other person out there. And I'm sure there's other people out there who probably sound just like I do. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, like I'm pretty. I've got a good head on my shoulders and things like that. I think things through and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm not saying that I'm somebody special. I'm like the only guy out there who's like me. This is not the case. But again, that comes down to, we all are unique. We all are special in that sense that none of us are the same. Absolutely none of us are the same. Um, and Maverick Pilgrim says, I appreciate your thoughtful and positive critiques. Thank you, and I appreciate that. And yeah, and my, even on my critiques, even on the ones that on things I don't like, I still try to do it in at least a positive manner. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to. I don't want to be known as the guy who just hates everything. You know what I mean? Even if I hated everything, I don't want to be known as the guy who hates everything. Because for one, that's not me, man. You guys, if you guys follow me here on the channel long enough, I love people, man. I love people. I hate seeing people get hurt. I hate seeing people have to go through bad things. But at the same time, a lot of times I don't really have sympathy for people either, because I'm like, these, not everybody's gonna feel sorry for you, and sometimes I feel like people are just trying to take us on these guilt trips to make us feel sorry for them, and a lot of times I don't feel sorry for people. You know what I mean? Sometimes we put ourselves in our own situations and we have to deal with our own stuff, but overall, that don't still take away from the fact that I love people and I want to see good things for people. You know what I mean? Even people I don't like, I don't wish anything bad on them. Now there are people out there, I can tell you, I do not like, and there are people in this world that I wish did not exist. And there's some of those people out there who something needs to be done about it. Um, and that's getting into a whole different political thing and everything like that. It's really you know what, I'll tell you, if you ever actually read this book right here, you would know exactly the kind of people I'm talking about. This is Black Widow. Written by Jen and Sylvia Soska. This is the trade paperback No Restraints play, where basically Natasha Romanoff goes to Madripoor because she has a thirst for blood and she wants to go and take it out on all the right people. So who does she go after? She goes after these people who are holding this online thing called No Restraints play on the dark web, and what they're doing is they're into child and human trafficking, and they host these shows where people bid to see, like, bid to the director. They become the director, whoever the highest bidder is, and they go through some grotesque things and do bad things to women and children, and it's pretty disgusting. And that's one of the reasons why this is my favorite comic book I've ever read. It's because it's really reality based. I have children of my own. This is something that I absolutely love. I believe in this book. It hits close to home for me. But those are the type of people that she's executing in this book. Those are the people that the world needs rid of. You know what I mean? That's the real problem. And then the other problem is, we've got people out there who are sympathetic to those kinds of things too. You hear people throw excuses out there for them all the time, and like, people, like I said, they're abusing children in here. Some of these people, and the thing is, people, I've heard people say like, oh well, a lot of these people who abuse children, they were abused as child too. That's an excuse. That's no excuse either. Just because you were abused, you should know better. You know what I mean? I have no sympathy or no love for these types of people, and that's what it ultimately boils down to. And I still don't have to spread hate about these people that I don't like. You go out there and you get creative. You write a book like this because you're sick, because you're sickened by what's going on, because you don't like what's going on. You get creative. You make a book like this. You go make an album talking about the same stuff. You make a musical album. You make art depicting those things. That's what you do. I don't have to spread hate about these people. Hell, all I need to do is spread awareness about these people, and that's it. Because I don't think there's anybody out there that appreciates somebody abusing children, women, men, anybody. Nobody does. And that's just that. You don't spread it through hate. You know what I mean? Sure, you hate these people. You don't like them because they're bad people. But again, you're spreading that because you love people. You know what I mean? I love people. I love you, man. I love you. And again, that's my challenge. If you're a content creator out there, do something a little more worthwhile. Don't just spread the hate. So if you hate something, share it, but do it by sharing something that you love, letting people know what you love and why. That will explain why you hate it without you having to be hateful. And anyway, that's all I've got for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. Man, I don't know. I just can't really say enough how much I appreciate you guys being here and watching my silly videos. And I do appreciate it. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. I will return tomorrow with that morning movie chat, and we will get on and talk about some movies. And if you could, go follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anything like that, and let me know. What do you love about the movies? What would you like me to talk more about the movies and things like that on these live streams? Because, you know, it gets kind of lonely being here all by myself discussing these movies, and that's why I always love these live streams, is because you people come in and you put your input in there and you help me out. But you could even help me out by giving me more things to talk about, whether that be going to my about section here, sending me an email, getting on my Twitter, getting on my Facebook, and giving me ideas, because that's kind of how I am. I like to take ideas and thoughts from other people and turn them into my own content. You know what I mean? I got to feed off the energy of the other people. But again, thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime I have uploaded new content. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down. I honestly don't care about that kind of stuff. I see so many people out there that care about getting dislikes. You know what? I'm not worried about a dislike. Dislikes work just as much as likes do. And again, I appreciate you all for being here, whether you like or hate this video. But if you could do me one other favor, whether you like or hate this video, whether you like me, whether you hate me, you like my opinions or you don't like them, make sure you share them with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next video. Later. Oh man, I did it again.